What gave you the inspiration for this, Nuno?
Unfortunately, the situation, the pandemic, unfortunately, is that's the fundamental why is what we are experiencing as a society. So I think everybody should be aware, and if it's possible, help. That's the main thing.
Was that during the first lockdown that you sort of had time to think about it and have a look at what was going on?
Now, since the first lockdown, I think immediately we felt how serious the situation was, and when you start thinking and looking behind what we are experiencing now, I think everybody anticipated. And from that moment on, it's not only being associated with the foundation. I think individually, uh, everybody should help. If it's possible, everybody should help. That's what I felt. I think everybody feels someone that doesn't have the resources to do it can do it in another way. Uh, what I feel is that I should help. I should, and I should speak to whoever is listening to. If it's if it comes from your heart, do it, because there are people needing you, and you can change. You can change something.
When you decided you wanted to help, was it a case of going to speak to the Wolves Foundation and then discussing the best way that you could help? Was that how it worked?
Now it worked both ways. I think we I met Will. He he detailed me, explained me what was going on in Wolverhampton, how serious the situation is, how individually people are struggling to get food. And when you think that you don't have food, and you are not able to provide food to your family, I think that's the worst feeling that that someone has. And after we speak with Will and we start sharing ideas, sharing our views, what can we do, and so it's a common project now. It's everybody that wants to help, everybody in Wolves that can give a hand, we will do so. It's just a beginning. It's just starting something together.
What do you want to achieve from the project, and what do you think it can achieve?
I think it can involve many people. It can involve everyone, um, companies, individual, and it can bring a spirit that we need to support each other now as a pack. And when I speak about pack, it's not only our fans. It's the city. It's the city. Is the And it's impossible to help everybody around the world. So my feelings that you should help who is closer to you, and employees from the club, now the city. So my main what moves me is to implicate as much people as possible in this project. And if I can be an example, I will try to be a good one.
Yeah, do you feel you're in a perfect position given your role at the club and what a figurehead you've become here that you can get a message across that others may not be able to get a message across quite so well?
I will try. I'll try to make this message across. I'll try. I'll do my best. Um, I will do my best. Not only as a member of a club, but as someone that has a family, someone that has friends. I think no one is it's free from getting someone really close to be infected. For sure, many people had close ones that they've lost their lives, close ones that are struggling. And I'm a member of this society. I'm someone that deals with this on a daily basis, because there's always someone that you know that is in problems. So I will try. I'll try. I repeat, I will try my best to get this message across, to be an example, and get people involved. in the Wolves Foundation project. Let's feed the pack. They need us.
And the Wolves Foundation has worked with food projects for quite some time and been out in the local community. How important do you think it is for a club like this to have a foundation that reaches the people that need it the most?
It's huge. It's huge, and to all the work that Wolves Foundation has have done before, not only during the pandemic, before, will share with me all the projects that they are involved in. It's a big part in our society as a city as Wolverhampton. Wolves Foundation is really implicated, is really working through and for the the society, the people, and for us as a club is a whole. So the Wolves Foundation is inside the club. It's not something. It's one more part of the club, and I'm delighted that we are doing something together now.
What impact has Wolverhampton, the club and the city, had on your life? It was a place you didn't know much about before you came here. I imagine, has it had quite a profound effect on you?
Yes, of course he has. Not only on me, on my family, all the coach staff. We arrive here and we cannot thank enough how people make us feel. From the minute one, we feel like we were home, and now I can say that I'm at home now. I'm at home, and it's my, I won't say duty, but it's my moral obligation to give something back, and this is the right moment to do it.
Is it something that transcends what can be achieved on the pitch as well? Do you think it can have a far greater legacy?
No, it doesn't have to do with that, Johnny. It doesn't have to do. It has to do with the here and now, here and now, here and now, and this is the moment.
Um, Lockdown has affected us all, and it's been tough for us all as well. Has it been tough within the football world for you as well?
Many, yes, for sure. Everybody involved in the game has been struggling. Has been struggling. We don't speak about all the details about planning, how hard it can be for the players themselves to play without crowd, not having fans, arriving here and not having that presence. It's a big blow. It's a big blow, but it's not so big as we are experiencing besides football. The society and the world is on problems. We can see. You just turn on the news and you get frightened. So, and with all these doubts in the future of the people, um, it's a moment that show that that's a light. We're gonna go through this. We just need to stick together, to stay close to each other, to not being selfish. Uh, this is not the right moment to think about individuals, to think about as a whole, is to think about which future we want for the further generations in front of us. This pandemic will leave big scars in our lives, and let's try to make it easier for everybody. I'm just We are just a small piece on the engine as a society that we have to move forward. The world is changing. The world is changing, and I'm really afraid that being selfish can be our worst mistake, and I cannot allow it.
Yeah, the lockdown has made it harder to be a community, to be together. Do you think what you're doing now brings the emphasis back on working together to overcome problems?
It's just a small thing that we are doing together. It's not me, it's us that we are trying to share something and avoid what the circumstances are creating, because what we see that we are getting far away, people are isolating themselves, and after that comes the health problems, after that comes uh, the the absence of bonds that we have during so many times built, and these bonds we cannot break. Even if we are not in the same household, we still are here, and we're gonna be here.
Do you think as well what you're doing now and what the Feed the Pack project will do is give people a sense of community that may not have had it before as well. When people go through abject poverty, they may feel alone.
Yeah, exactly that. Exactly that. Let's not let's not let's not allow them to feel alone. Let's give them um, the sense and the feeling that they have someone, and us as a club, as a foundation, um, we will. It's the right moment to do it. And it doesn't matter if not a Wolves, you are not a Wolves fan. You are still someone in that can be important.
When you talk about not feeling alone, when people have had to close the doors during these lockdown times, they do feel lonely. Have you felt lonely at all during all this as well? Can you share that with other people? You understand that?
Of course, everybody felt alone. But honestly, my struggles, my problems, my loneliness is nothing compared to what other people's are experiencing. Of course, everybody felt it. I'm here, I'm working, and thank God I'm working, that I'm able to still um, go to the training ground and be in a health environment, being able to be involved in something. So I just cannot not even imagine what it's to be at home and not being allowed to do your job, not being allowed to get your salary, and then after that all the problems that come. Um, but I tell to you, Alan Johnny, all my problems and my my difficulties are nothing compared to other persons. So um, I'm fortunately, and we are privileged to be in football, um, and we have the luck. So let's think about the other one, not us. Let's think about who's in real problems.
Um, how involved do you want to be in the project going forward? Do you want to be able to see what it's going to do in the community and regularly get involved with how it's taking strides forward and steps forward?
Yes, of course. And the foundation already started working before. We are just now doing an official act because all the work is done on a daily basis by many volunteers that come and help, and give a hand. So it's just a continuation. Um, of course, I'm going to be involved in the future, uh, but I have the hope that we're going to get through this. We're going to get through this, and after that will be another kind of help the foundation will do, and I will be delighted to be involved with also.
And is it about getting the message across initially? You want as many people as possible to learn about this and help in any way they can.
That's the main reason to get people involved. But to help someone, you don't have to tell, you don't have to make publicity. You have to feel it, and this is my main message. If you feel, if it comes from the heart, if it comes from inside of you, do it. Do it because someone will appreciate it.